Today we'll be speaking with TEPSA's outside general counsel, Mr. Kevin Lundquist, regarding the do's and don'ts of political activity and advocacy by public school employees. Let's dive right in, Kevin. Does a school employee give up their rights to openly support or campaign for a particular issue or candidate?
Well, good question, and it really depends on whether the school employee is using their own private time and resources or the school's time and resources. As a general rule, school employees shall not use school district resources or time or money to campaign for issues, candidates, and the like.
Right.
But a school employee at home, at night, yes, I can put a sign in my yard, I can write a letter to the editor, and I can be on the campaign committee of any candidate that I choose.
What about calling attention to their I voted sticker? Can we wear them as an educational tool or to teach citizenship?
Mark, I don't see any problem with school employees wearing I voted stickers or any kind of paraphernalia that encourage people to vote, to go and participate in the civic duty of voting.
Right.
Now, when we're wearing lapel pins and stickers and buttons, supporting a candidate or supporting how someone should vote when they go and vote, the analysis is a little different. Without being too tedious, the school can regulate that a lot more, I believe, than they can regulate the civic duty of voting.
Gotcha. Well, many educators are passionate about certain issues and candidates who support or do not support certain issues, like support of public education. Can they post signs in their yard, write letters to the editors? How about going door to door to politic?
Yeah, again, so absolutely, the analysis is going to depend on whether the educator is using public resources during school time or school equipment, or whether they're at home being private citizens. The Supreme Court of the United States has been clear for years that private citizens have a right, let me just say, even school employees have a right to speak out on matters of public concern, so long as they do not unduly disrupt the educational process.
Right.
But going into my private life, if I'm a teacher or a principal, yes, I can write letters to the editor, I can work for a campaign, I can put signs in my yard, I can wear buttons to the grocery store, I can put a bumper sticker on my car.
Gotcha.
School district cannot govern that, cannot regulate the private political life of a school employee.
A lot of our members use social media not only for communication, but also to advocate and to campaign.
Yeah, so just like we have been saying, as long as that social media account is yours personally, your private Instagram, Facebook, Twitter account, Snapchat, whatever the latest thing is, as long as that's yours personally and privately, then you can use that to advocate for candidates or ballot measures. One little caveat here is, we're respecting all of our behaviors, public school employees' behavior on social media and elsewhere in their private lives. We've got to be respectful. We can't be ugly.
Right.
We can't call people names on the other side, because we got to go back and serve the general public, and we've got to assume they're going to be people with all political stripes in the schoolhouse. So be respectful in all of even your private political expressions.
Well, Kevin, what about the latest Texas Attorney General's opinion?
I'm glad you brought that up, Mark, because today is January 22nd, 2018. We're standing in front of the Capitol discussing these issues. But just 5 days ago, the Texas Attorney General issued an opinion about some of these issues we're discussing today, namely addressing get out the vote campaigns and how much or if or how much a school district can spend on those kinds of campaigns. And the Attorney General opined that it would violate Texas law if a school district used resources such as school buses to transport students and or staff to and from polling stations. I'm sure there's a small needle we could thread there, but that's going to require deeper legal analysis. So if anyone is interested in reading that decision, just Google the Texas Attorney General, find the website, and go to the opinions, and you'll find that opinion there. It's easy to find online. Okay. Yeah, so to wrap it up, Mark, to summarize, I would just caution educators not to do their politicking at school, during school hours, using school resources. And some folks would think, well, how about just one copy on the copy machine?
Right.
One email.
Yep.
Now, those might be defensible, but we don't want to have to defend that.
Right.
Better to draw a bright line and say, do your politicking for candidates and issues at home on your own time using your own funds. At school, Let's talk about promoting the civic duty to vote.
Yes.
And I believe that is defensible as long as that is serving an educational purpose. I think the courts would uphold those activities.
Great. Well, thank you, Kevin.
You
Appreciate
bet,
it.
Mark. Good to see you.
You bet. There you have it. As a citizen, you have every right to advocate in politics for public education and for those who support it. Do you have certain guidelines you must follow? Sure, but you don't give up your rights just because you're a public school employee. Need more? At the end of this session, you'll find other helpful links from voting rights organizations, teacher groups, and parent groups. Next time, join us for a session on developing a culture of voting in your school and why voting in the primary election is really the ballot that matters as we make a difference for kids, politically speaking.